If you watched my previous story, then you should have a pretty good idea of how to prepare to evacuate in case of a wildfire. But if you own any pets or livestock, there are some extra steps you'll need to take. I'm Avery Elliott, your neighborhood reporter in Bakersfield, and there are things you can do right now so that you and your pet can evacuate safely.
If you're a pet owner, then you know our furry friends are family. So when a natural disaster strikes and you need to evacuate and seek shelter, that means another life at risk. Nick Colin, the director of Kern County Animal Services, says preparation is key.
There are many times when an evacuation happens and you have minutes to leave. I think that's why a lot of times we see folks that leave their pets behind because they didn't make their arrangements in advance.
So what does this preparation actually look like? To start, make your furry friend their own go bag.
What do you want to have in your go bag? You want to have about 3 to 5 days worth of supplies for your animal. And that may be food, that may be bottled water, bowls for them, any medications that you might have for them, information like a recent photograph, microchip number and information, contact number for you, blankets or toys that they enjoy.
Cindy Hughey with the American Red Cross also emphasizes the importance of having your animal's identification.
If you have a little bed for the animals, always bring a collar, make sure it has identification, and a leash, because the animals will get afraid, maybe jump, so you don't want to do that. Come to our shelters and we will work with you to make sure that your animals are taken care of very well.
Another way to help streamline the evacuation process is by socializing your animals. And for livestock, getting them comfortable with being in a trailer.
A lot of times when emergency responders come to your house to try to evacuate your animals, I can't guarantee we're going to be able to evacuate your large animal if I can't get them safely handled and into a trailer.
And if push comes to shove, you may need to get creative.
We tell people to put it into a pillowcase and not the pillowcase, if you can get a hold of the cat, and evacuate with your cat that way.
And finally, it's important for drivers to know their way around the neighborhood to find the quickest, safest route.
At the end of the day, when a disaster strikes, it's going to be stressful for you and it's going to be stressful for your animal. But if you have the supplies in place and you have a plan in place, then you should be able to get them to an evacuation center or get them to safety with you.
Colin tells me identification on animals can vary from microchips to temporary tags. We'll have a link to these resources on our website, turn23.com. In Bakersfield, I'm Avery Elliott, your neighborhood reporter.